I'm feeling it. My bones telling me it's right. It's so different. But when you take me to the light, it's like a cigarette. And I'm burning at your lips. Start so innocent. Then you kick it up and now I want to show you all what you deserve. And know we got so much to learn. And just like when we said I do, and it's only you that can do it like that. Yeah. I like it with you. I like it with you. I like it with you. In the sand that we dance, we ain't got no plans. You, I like it with you. Yeah. I like it with you. And the hours will melt all night long. I like it when you close all the curtains. You're taking up the trash and the burdens. We got all the time, ain't no worries. I like it with you in it. And make me take a little look. Can we finish it? And then get busy getting back into the thick of it, yeah. Take a second, breathe it in. Now out again. I'm still understanding just how you do. The magic when you look at me. Know what I'm saying? It inside your seat. Oh, and just like when we said I do. And it's only you who could do like that. It's only you who could do like. I like it with you. I like it with you. I like it with you. In the sand that we dance, we ain't got no plans. You, I like it with you. Yeah, I like it with you. And the hours will melt all night long. I like it when you close all the curtains. You're taking up the trash and the burdens. We got all the time, ain't no worries. I like it when you tell me that you love it. And when you pull the strings, I'm a puppet. Even when it rains, we above it. I like it with you. I like it with you. I like it with, I like it with you.
É desse jeito, é desse jeito. Só leva chifre quem não faz amor direito. É desse jeito, é desse jeito. Só leva chifre quem não faz amor direito. Só leva chifre quem não faz amor direito. E mais um.
Camisinha ruim, quase não satisfaz. Mas hoje eu tô vendo a falta que ela me faz. Camisinha ruim, quase não satisfaz. Mas hoje eu tô vendo a falta que ela me faz.
Camisinha ruim, quase não satisfaz. Mas hoje eu tô vendo a falta que ela me faz. Camisinha ruim, quase não satisfaz. Mas hoje eu tô vendo a falta que ela me faz. Como ficar rico se nós tem... Como ficar rico se nós tem pensão demais? Se eu vou lá no salvo, me chama de pai. Na igrejinha me chama de pai. Se eu... E como ficar rico se nós...
Me faz eu me faz eu me faz eu
Mais um.
Camisinha ruim, quase não satisfaz. Mas hoje eu tô vendo a falta que ela me faz. Camisinha ruim, quase não satisfaz. Mas hoje eu tô vendo a falta que ela me faz.
Como ficar rico
cold heart of mine. She really took a beating before you. You stuck through blizzards, winter nights with you. Now I'm blooming just for you. For you. There's nothing I wouldn't do. 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 For you. For you. For you. For you. Open eye, how blue skies for the first time. I got nightmares sometimes, 'cause I'm bracing for a storm I'm used to. You stuck through blizzards, winter nights with you. Now I'm blooming just for you. For you, there's nothing I wouldn't do. 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 For you, for you, for you, for you, for you,
The year is 1991. Birds and people are living together in seemingly perfect harmony. Until one day, a young man catches fire. This is Phoenix.
You've been knocked down and got up again. In a corner, you're surrounded, no defenders. You've hid your fury and kept it in. But it's time now, you ignite and turn to embers. Like a phoenix, you burst in a fire. thirst and desire. You transform right up in a flash. You spread your wings and rise from the ashes. Phoenix, you burst in a fire, burn a thirst and desire. You transform right up in a flash. You spread your wings and rise from the ashes.
Silverstone has hosted several motorsport disciplines over the years, including F1 Feature Series, GT2.
love on top, 'cause I know you will too. You get more beautiful could live this life on replay. So you can hold your head down. I'll hide all of my worries away, and we don't have to go now. I wish I could live this life on replay. Don't need to.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Motive Racing YouTube channel for tonight's action here for the Purple Sector Formula 1 League. We are back here tonight for round 11 of Season 9 here at Silverstone for the British Grand Prix. My favourite circuit on the Formula 1 calendar, my favourite track to commentate on the F1 game, and super stoked here for this one here tonight. We're currently with 17 drivers in the session. We haven't got a full grid like we've had the last couple of weeks. We've been really lucky in terms of turnouts lately. We've had a really good run, but still not bad at all. 17 cars out on track. Let me just quickly switch my cable over to the correct thing so that we can all be enjoying this to an equal level. Yeah, big one welcome to everybody who's watching this now or watching it back afterwards, whichever one you're doing. Obviously, we appreciate you tuning in, and to the drivers watching this back afterwards. Hopefully, I do you justice here tonight, and you want to come back and watch more streams after you've raced. But here we are, nonetheless, at Silverstone, as I said before, for the British Grand Prix. We've currently got a few drivers coming into the pits here at the moment, but most of them are out on track at the moment. With Matty Pitt currently sat on provisional pole position at his home race, which, to be fair, is the home race for, I think, most of the drivers here in this league. But yeah, Matty Pitt currently setting the pace on a 1:26.5. He's currently 4 tenths ahead of Nathan, who's second on 26.9. You've got Truckee in third on 27.2. Mark also tied with Truckee at the moment in fourth place. And Justify and Brinky very, very close actually behind Truckee and the Mark. So it's very, very close there between those four drivers. Basically a tenth of a second separating them. Street Boy 7th ahead of Ruck, who's 8th in this session, followed by Eilenberg and Nino Blanco. Freddie down 11th place, surprising to see him down there. Obviously, he's had a really good run so far this season. We've got Rexy Boy line up in P12 ahead of T in 13th with V10 Ultra P14. And then you've got Oliver, Dr. Braden, and Tezamuzza. I think he's the championship leader now, having taken the lead off of V10 Ultra on Tuesday night. So he's currently still in the pits, having yet to set a lap time, but so is his championship rival V10. So be interesting to see what these guys can put on the board here over the course of the rest of this session here. But V10 Ultra's coming out on an outlap at the moment. He's currently not on a flying lap. We've got Tezamuzza also on an outlap at this point as he's coming towards the end of his outlap, and he's about to start a flying lap here. Let's jump on board then with our championship leader as he comes out of club corner onto the start finish straight here to start a lap here at Silverstone. Over the line he comes, and into Abbey, getting a wide exit, getting onto the curb, taking as much speed as he could there, just about flat out through Abbey, and through Village we go, in towards Aintree now. And let's see, keep an eye on how close he's getting to those apexes there. Missing the apex there a little bit through the loop, but nonetheless out onto the Wellington Straight. It's been a solid first sector here from Tezamuzza. Let's have a look at the timing board here, see if he's on a purple lap, see if he's on a green lap, see where he is compared to Matty Pitt. Down into the Wellington Straight, into Brooklands he goes, and doesn't look like the timing board's actually telling us where he is in terms of his personal best, which is a bit strange. But through Luffield we go, out onto this little kink which goes through into Woodcote, which is a flat out bend, not really a corner to be honest, and onto the old pit straight. Down towards Cops Corner comes Tezamuzza. Bit of a lift there as he comes into the mid part of the corner, getting it hooked up beautifully though, taking a tight line, not missing that apex at all. Through Maggots we go, and into Beckett's now, and finally through Chapel Curve and out onto the Hangar Straight here. DRS getting open nice and early there for Tezamuzza. He's also got a bit of slipstream off of the car in front. That will help him out significantly here as he comes down towards Stowe Corner. And again, absolutely nailing the entry point. That's one thing Tezamuzza's really good at, is getting those positionings of the car absolutely bang on. Saying that though, I think he might have just let off a little bit coming through that final sector there. Coming through the final corner here, Tezamuzza over the line, and he gets it on pole position there. Provisional pole for Tezamuzza. No surprise there with a lap as nailed as that was. And first man into the 125s here tonight. Absolutely brilliant stuff there from him. As Matty Pitt, who was on pole a few seconds ago, is now just starting a lap here. But Tezamuzza going to the top of the leaderboard by 6 tenths of a second, which is an absolutely superb lap time there from him. But still a long way to go in this session, and the track will be ramping up as the session goes on, as they're laying down more rubber on the surface. That will only improve track conditions and allow the possibility for more improvements as it goes on. But yeah, currently Tezza setting the benchmark here in the well, just over halfway point in this qualifying session here. As Matty Pitt there coming through Brooklands as well now. Let's jump on board with Matty Pitt then, see how he compares to his teammate. Wide there through left field a little bit. Positioning of his car isn't quite as precise as Tezza Mother. I said before, it's Tezza's positioning and it's the way he gets the car turned in absolutely exactly where he needs it to that gains him so much time. Matty Pitt there, just a little bit hesitant there through Cops Corner. V10 Ultra's gone into second place with that last lap of his, so he's now within half a second of the provisional pole time being set by Tezza Mother. Matty Pitt's currently a 10th up on his own personal best going through the middle sector, but obviously his own personal best is 6/10 shy of where he wants to be. A 10th up in the middle sector here, coming down the hanger straight. Let's see what Matty Pitt can do here into Stowe Corner. Riding the curve a little bit too much there. He's hesitant onto that throttle. Tezza Mother, once he had his foot down, was planted, whereas Matty Pitt, once he got onto that power, you could hear a bit of hesitation there. Wasn't sure whether he got onto it too early, and that hesitation costs you time. And Matty Pitt comes over the line, goes P2, goes ahead of V10 Ultra there, so it's currently a Mercedes 1-2 as things stand, but Tezza still has got the upper hand here in this session by quite some way by the looks of things. V10's on in lap by the looks of it. He's currently a second and a half off of his personal best through the first sector, coming towards the middle sector of checkpoint now. And let's see what V10 Ultra's doing here as he comes out of Chapel onto the hanger straight. So obviously, yeah, definitely on in lap there by the looks of it. We've got Brinky who's in the pits at the moment. Nathan and Truckee are both out there on flying laps at this point. Let's join Truckee here as he's coming into the final sector. Currently 3/10 up in the middle sector here. So can he put himself into maybe P4, because Brinky's only 3/10 ahead of him on that leaderboard here. Truckee into Vale Chicane now. And through Club Corner, what is Truckee going to be able to put on the board here? Up towards the line he comes, and it's P4 there for Truckee, so good lap there. Moves ahead of both Brinky and Nathan there, does Truckee up onto the second row as things stand here in this session, but a long way to go, as I said before, on the track. It's going to continue to improve, so with that tight leaderboard, things have the definitely the potential for a bit of shuffle. We've got Nathan here, who's currently 2/10 up for the first sector. Let's see what he's doing through the middle sector here as he comes through Maggots and Beckett's and through into Chapel. Oh, got some power a little bit early there. That was a cost him a 10th or 2 there. Just that slide as he came through the mid part of Chapel curve. Down the hanger straight he goes. Didn't get a bit of slipstream there because that driver who was ahead of him pulled well out of the way. Nathan here into Stowe Corner. Had to just feather the throttle a little bit there as he got onto it a little bit too early out of Stowe Corner. Seeing a lot of drivers try to maximise their entry out of Stowe, but end up running a bit wide or having to compensate for their early inputs. And Nathan there up into P4, so finds a bit of time there on that last lap, but not enough to get himself in on the front row. But nonetheless, Nathan here showing he's got the pace in qualifying. We've seen many times Nathan really delivering in the qualifying session, but then the races tend to be his undoing. So if he's able to convert his potential, his speed, into consistency, then who knows what he could be able to do here. But yeah, Nathan currently P4 in this qualifying session at the moment. Tezza Mother, Matty Pitt and V10 Ultra are all in the pits at this particular moment in time. We've got Nathan and Truckee both out there on lap times at this point, as we see Islandberg's gone into 7th place there with that last lap, so not a bad lap there from him. As Streetboy there up into P6 as well. Streetboy, you're doing an absolute cracker of a lap time there. Up onto the third row of the grid as things stand here in this session, but as I said before, still plenty of time in this session for drivers to improve their lap times. Ruck's gone into P4 with that last lap of his. If I just have to if I just stop talking for a second, guys, do bear with, because I've got absolutely crippling acid reflux at the moment. It feels like my lungs are on fire. So I don't smoke or anything like that. It's just because basically I've got the scientific explanation is that the acid from my stomach is leaking into my lungs and causing intense pain. So if I have to stop talking or something for a minute, it's probably because I'm just taking a deep breath or having to hold my breath to avoid the feeling like there's lava in my lungs. But currently we've got Ruck coming down the old pit straight here and into Cop's Corner. He's currently trying to improve. I don't know if he's on a flying lap actually, because he didn't just do a flying lap, so maybe this might be an in-lap here. He seems to actually be coasting a little bit, so maybe this might actually be an in-lap here for Ruck, so we could just be getting excited over absolutely nothing here. Yeah, Ruck's definitely on in-lap because he's 4 seconds off his personal best. Street Boy will come into the pits in this lap because he's currently coasting there, coming through the final sector. You got the Mark here, who's on a flying lap, or is he? Has he just done a flying lap? Not quite sure. He's 20 seconds down in the first sector, so I think he might not be on a flyer here. You know, Blanco, was he backing off there, coming out onto the Wellington straight? Yeah, definitely, yeah. Freddie's currently a thousandth of a second off of his personal best through the first sector, but feathering it coming out of Luffield, so I think he's backed out of it. Keep an eye, it's coming. Yeah, he's definitely back. He's definitely backed out of it. So nobody's on a flying lap at the moment. Every single driver in this session is either in the pits or on an in lap, except for the Mark, who's currently 3 tenths up for the middle sector here. Here he comes down to the end of the hanger straight. Into Stowe we go. Oh, he just was a little bit all over the place there on the entry. Didn't manage to maximise his run through there at all. Into Vale we go. Final corners here for the Mark. What can he do? Can he get himself into the 1:26s maybe? Maybe get himself into the top 8. Here we go. The Mark over the line. Lovely lap there from the Mark. Up into P6. Gains a load of places there right at the end of the session. Beautifully done there from him. Freddie's going round on a flying lap, but it seems like he's coasting, so I'm not quite sure why. You know, Blanco currently going through Village Corner at the moment. Oh, we've got some debris. Went down the Wellington Straight. Somebody's crashed out there. Brinky has had an incident with Tezza Muzza. And Trucky's got a 5-place grid penalty for causing a collision with Tezza, which Brinky's obviously been caught up with in some way or another. So that's now 2 of them out of the session and 1 man probably with damage that's going to stop him from posting a lap here at the end of this session. So Tezza's not going to improve here. So the provisional pole sitter, maybe on an improving track, could be a little bit vulnerable here from the likes of Matty Pitt and V10 Ultra. Half a second he's got of a gap over these two, so reasonably comfortable, but you can't write off Matty Pitt or V10 Ultra finding that time here at the end of the session, as I said, because the track is going to be improving lap after lap after lap. The rubber is going to be laid down more and more, and it's going to allow for them to exploit better opportunities here around this Silverstone circuit. We've got Matty Pitt here coming out of Chapel Curve. He's currently 2 tenths down on his personal best coming through that sector, so this one's not going to be an improvement, but he'll get around in time to do 1 more lap here. The question is, has he got enough tyres? Has he got enough fuel in the car to do 1 more lap? No, he hasn't, because he's coming into the pits, so it is realistically going to be V10 Ultra, the only man who can deny Tezza Muzza of a pole position here tonight. Obviously, Tezza, the championship leader after Tuesday night, and V10 Ultra would love to regain that upper hand in that championship battle if he possibly can. Here he comes through Vale and out onto the start-finish straight once again here, V10 Ultra. And he goes on pole. No, he doesn't. Sorry. Oh, my God. I saw the minus figure and thought he got on pole. He hadn't. That was his personal best. So he's 2 tenths shy of Tezza Muzza there, and he's already backed out of this one. So V10 Ultra, close but no cigar there for the Ferrari driver. And Tezza, the championship leader, I think it's going to start on pole unless Ruck or Nathan can pull out some kind of miracle lap here. Tell you what, Nathan is... no, he's 300ths down through the first sector. I thought for a second that 3 tenths up was through the first sector alone, in which case we could have been looking at a potential challenge for pole, but I don't think that's going to happen here. Ruck's coming through towards the end of the middle sector here. He's currently coming through Maggots and Beckett's. He's got a bit of traffic here. That might actually be of benefit to him because he might be able to use some slipstream here. As here he comes then, Ruck out onto the hanger straight, and he's down coming through the middle sector, so it's probably not going to be pole. But can he find 2 tenths here in the final sector and put it into P3 ahead of Matty Pitt? That could be a realistic target here for our Alpine driver. As here comes Ruck into Vale. Here he comes then through Club Corner. Ruck currently P4 in this session. Can he improve? He can't even improve on his own time there, let alone move ahead of the other drivers. Nathan here coming into the final corner now. What can he put on the board here? Over the line comes Nathan. It's not an improvement for him either. The track didn't really ramp up like we were expecting here in the closing stages. Street Boy's backed off, so he's not going to improve either. It's having me here, Vton Ultra still on the lap, but he isn't. He's definitely on the in lap there. You can see he is cruising around at the moment, and he'll be, well, he's staying out on the track for some reason. Not really sure why. But that is that then for tonight's qualifying session here for the British Grand Prix here at Purple Sector Formula 1 League. It's going to be Teza Muzza starting on pole despite being crashed out of the session in the closing stages there. Neither Vton Ultra or Matty Pitt were able to, well, Vton Ultra did improve, got a little bit closer, but neither of them able to prove enough to deny Teza Muzza. So Teza gets away with not being able to put one final flying lap in, and takes pole nonetheless here. We've got Freddie in the comments saying last race for a bit, had a bad quality, but let's hope for better. Yeah, obviously Freddie's got some treatment next week, is it, Freddie? So obviously he's going to be joining me in the box on the comms for next week, so looking forward to that. Obviously I spoke to Freddie a while back, and we spoke about the idea of getting him in for the comms at some point, so this has been a pre-arranged date, if you like. So yeah, that should be exciting to get Freddie's insight into what goes on. Obviously he knows the guys out on track, he speaks with them, he chats to them, he's good mates with a lot of the drivers out on track, so it'd be actually cool to get some ideas, some words from somebody who's raced alongside the drivers who we're watching. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, that'll be exciting, that'll be good. But yeah, here we are then, guys. We're about to go racing here for the British Grand Prix. We're going to go straight into the race, no formation lap, no messing around, just literally drop the hammer and off we go. There'll be limited warning for this one before we go lights out. Here we are then, lights coming on at the head of the grid. We're about to go racing here for the British Grand Prix here at Purple Sector Formula 1 League. And it's lights out and away we go. And Teza there gets a decent start. Vton Ultra slightly better, but he's going to hold on here as Teza into turn one. You've got Matty Pitt there just behind, waiting in the wings, but he's going to look on the back of Vton as Vton forced to defend here coming into Village. Matty Pitt's going to try and go around the outside here. He might have the inside here for the loop. Is he going to have a chance here as Vton holding it around the outside, maintaining second place for the time being. We've got somebody losing a couple of places there. Ruck's down to 7th place. It's been a horror show start here for Ruck. Justify's had a moment there and has dropped down to the back of the pack, but Teza leading coming down towards Brooklands. Vton Ultra looking to the inside here and makes the move for the lead here coming into Brooklands. So Vton Ultra, your new race leader. Teza Muzza here trying to come back at him coming through Luffield, but that's a great move there from Vton Ultra. He hits the front here on lap 1. It's V10 from Teza, Matty Pitt there ahead of Nathan, followed by the Mark, who completes the top 5. You've got Freddie there in P6, ahead of Brinky, followed by Streetboy, Arlenberg in 9th with Nino Blanco currently P10, T, Truckee, Oliver, Dr. Braden, Rexy Boy, followed by Ruck and Justify in 17th place, as looks like Braden's moved ahead of Oliver up into 13th place. Vton Ultra and Teza currently side by side there coming out into Balls Maggots, but Teza back out of that one, and Vton Ultra still holding on to that one for the time being. T's moved ahead of Arlenberg up into P10, and currently Justify has moved back ahead of Ruck here up into 16th place, but Teza trying to come back at V10 as they come down towards Stoke Corner. He's going to look to the inside here, and he's too far back there as Vton Ultra has seized the lead on this opening lap of the race and is currently holding on to it for now. There's Freddie's moved ahead of Mark up into 5th place coming through Stoke Corner. So Freddie there has now gained another place there. You've got Justify who's moved ahead of Rexy Boy and Oliver up into 14th place after his horror show of an opening lap there. But Vton Ultra leads ahead of Teza into Abbey for the second time here in this race. We've got Rexy Boy, Oliver and Rock all into the pits here at the end of lap 1. So obviously some problems there for them in the early stages of this race, but Teza hassling the back up Vton Ultra right now. You've got Nino Blanco ahead of T as T's looking up the inside of Nino. Oh, and there's a bit of contact there between them, and Arlenberg there swooping ahead of T as we've got Dr. Braden there moving ahead of Truckee as well. Oh no, and the McLaren of T losing it. He's round and he's facing the wrong ways. He's trying to get it pointing in the right direction again. He's lost out to Dr. Braden and Justify as well, and T down to 14th place, only ahead of the drivers who have pitted, Oliver, Rexy Boy and Ruck. So T having a bit of a horror show there But it's Tezza who's all over the back of V10 Ultra here. Matty Pitt trying to hold on to these guys as well. As they come down the old pit straight, you can see Tezza looking to the inside here into Cop's corner. He's too far back just at the moment, but you can bet that when the DRS is enabled, he's going to be waiting like a silent assassin, ready to pull the trigger here on the back of V10 Ultra. He's currently waiting. He's just quietly assessing the situation here. We've got Eilenberg, who's just moved ahead of Nino Blanco up into 9th place as they came through into Cop's corner. But V10 Ultra, for the time being, holding on to this one. Tesla looking to the outside into Stoke corner. He's going to think about that one because he's not going to go around the outside there. He's going to go for a cutback instead. And Tesla now looking to the outside, but V10's got the inside coming down towards Vale. In the background, Nathan's lost it. Nathan's had a spin, but we're watching a battle for the leaders. Tesla here's got the inside for Vale. And through club corner we go to side by side, and V10's just going to hold it around the outside. Oh no, there's contact! Oh, a huge crash there! And Tesla is out of the race here at the beginning of lap 3. The two championship contenders coming together. This is absolutely unbelievable scenes. Tesla out of the race, reminiscent of Hamilton Verstappen in the 2021 British Grand Prix. This is unbelievable. V10 Ultra continues on his way, 2nd place at the moment, and it's Tesla's teammate Matty Pitt who leads the race, but that is absolutely unbelievable here. Tezza are out of the race due to a collision between the two championship contenders. This one's going to rumble on. I imagine that we're not going to hear the end of this. The Discord server is going to be absolutely popping off after this one between these two. And that is not what you want to be seeing. But for us as neutrals here watching this is really opened things up a little bit here. Oliver currently in the pits at the end of lap 2. So he's come back into the pits again, having already been in once. But virtual safety car currently is now subsided, so we're back underway once again. Matty Pitt, your new race leader, having inherited it due to the collision there between the other two. Did V10 manage to get away without any damage there, because they both went into the barriers, I think. So you're very surprised if V10 didn't get damage. It looks like his car is actually in pretty good nick. Both front wing end plates are intact. The front wing looks pretty good. So I reckon V10 Ultra may have got away with one here. Obviously there could be a steward's inquiry, and if there is, then who knows which way they will fall. But Trucky's moved ahead of Nino Blanco in the meantime up into 7th place, and Nino's also been passed around the outside there by Nathan, who's up into P8 now as well, as V10 Ultra's into the pits. So maybe there is a bit of damage there on that Ferrari, because he's coming in at the first opportunity. Obviously they were coming around past the pits at the time that they had the collision, so he didn't have time to react to the incident and come in. But V10 has come into the pits here. Is he going to be putting some hard tyres on and going to the end? You can do that from here. So maybe that VSC has kind of saved him a little bit in this race and has kept him in the hunt with Matty Pitt. But it'll be interesting to see, obviously, if he goes on to win this race. It'll be pretty controversial. Yeah, I mean, it'll be pretty controversial if he scores any sort of good points in this race after that, because obviously Tezza out of the race, had no opportunity to carry on. So really is a case of you've kind of benefited from taking your rival out, or I guess maybe not. You know, it could have been Tezza moving across, and then we just don't know at this point. It's difficult to call it live. We're obviously going to have to wait until we've got access to some of the replays before we make a judgment on this situation. But for sure, it's going to be a controversial topic in the Purple Sector Discord server. I'm sure about that. We've got Justified all over the back of Eilenberg as they're coming through Cop's corner at the moment, but these guys are still not close enough to each other to really be engaging in any meaningful combat at this point. Eilenberg still keeping Dr. Braden on his toes as well, so this is a three-way fight here for 8th place as they're coming through Maggots and Beckett's here. And out of Chapel once again here onto the hanger straight. You've got Justified, got a bit of a run here, but they've all got DRS on each other at the moment as they come into Stoke corner. Eilenberg to the inside there of Dr. Braden, but just a little bit too far away to make anything happen. Justify waiting in the wings, hoping to be able to pounce if anything happens here in front of him. But none of them able to really force any openings at this point. As they come out of the final corner there, and Dr. Braden didn't get a good run at all there. Eilenberg is going to seize on that beautifully there up into 8th place without any dramas. Now Justify is looking to try and get ahead of Dr. Braden as well here into Village. He's looking to the outside. Dr. Braden was trying to throw one on the inside. Oh, and he gets a big sideways there. Justify went the wrong way. If he'd gone to the outside, he'd been able to go breeze past him, but he chose to go to the inside and ended up stuck. He had nowhere to go. Nino Blanco is in the pits. Oh, as Dr. Braden there forces Justify off the track. Justify is not going to be too happy with that one. As we see V10 Ultra into the pits again at the end of lap 4. Why? What's that all about? And he's serving a penalty by the looks of it. So obviously he didn't serve a penalty, whatever it was. think that was penalty. I'm pretty sure it was. So Vitan Ultra there off on his way. But Dino Blanco also in the pits as well. Brinky all over the back of the mark here. It's battle for second place at the moment as they're coming through Chapel Curve. Street Boys right with these guys as well here. So this is a three-way battle here for second place. Freddy's got Trucky not too far from him. He also in the battle for fourth place. But here comes Brinky on the back of the mark into Stowe Corner. He's going to look down the inside. And Brinky's surely going to complete this move here on the mark. Mark's going to try and keep himself there, coming down towards Vale. They're still side by side here. Mark's just about going to keep himself there in the hunt. But Brinky there swoops around the outside up into second place. Oh, he's got a bit wrong though coming out of the corner. And Mark there gets a good exit. And Brinky loses out to Street Boy as well. Brinky thought he'd gained a place. Ended up losing a place. And it's down to fourth place here. So I do apologise, guys, if I just have to take a moment here. I've got really bad acid reflux. If I had to describe what it feels like my lungs are drowning in a pool of lava. That's kind of how it feels at the moment. So do bear with if I do have to stop every now and then. It's because of that. But yeah, currently Brinky's still on the back of Street Boys. Currently a big train of cars here from second all the way down to seventh place. Six of them pretty much in a line. As Justify's moved ahead of Dr. Braden here up into ninth place as they're going through Luffield. So Justify up another position there. You've got Ruck moving ahead of T, but T's not done here. Looking to try and come back at him as they come into the loop, and he goes late on the brakes there. Ruck though could have gone for a cutback there, but didn't really see it coming, didn't telegraph it at all. Brinky in the meantime looking to the outside, coming down the hanger straight. But Street Boy and Brinky have both got DRS on the mark, and Mark's going to have to defend here as the Ferrari of Street Boy looking to the inside there through Stowe Corner. Brinky's now going to look to try and get a run here, coming down towards Vale, but still none of them able to make anything happen there. Mark's still holding on to second place for the time being. But Mark's still second. There's Street Boy ahead of Brinky. Trucky down the background ahead of Freddy. But a second further back to Nathan there, running in seventh place. As Rock's moved ahead of T. Oh, and T's binned it. T's spun off there and has lost out. I don't know where he is because the time board's not updating itself. Okay. He's just crossed the checkpoint there. So he's running now 8 seconds off of the back of Rock as we had a brief yellow flag there for T's little escapade. Battle still raging on here for second place in this race. Mark, Street Boy, Brinky, Trucky, Freddy, all in the line here. There's 5 of them currently. I suppose 6 of them if you count Nathan, because he's now pretty much within a second of Freddy. So it's a long DRS train here, battling over second place. Tell you what, I do love Silverstone for the racing, for the history, for the track, just for the way it's designed, and the fact that there's hardly any safety cars, touch wood, on this track as well. There's Street Boy there making a move on the mark, coming out of Stowe Corner down towards Vale. He's got that move done there. There's Street Boy, and Brinky's trying to sweep around the outside of the mark as well here. As they come through Vale, he's gonna keep himself there. Is Brinky? No, he's not. Oh, he's lost it. Brinky's had a moment. He's spun it round, and he's dropping back down to 7th place there. He's lost out to all of them, and he's going to drop behind the Islandberg as well here. Brinky down to 8th place. Still struggling to get it going. Justify is going to pick up pieces as well here, up into 8th place. Dr. Braden here coming up on the scene as Brinky's got it going again. So Brinky there dropping down to 9th place in all of that. That's gone pretty much pear-shaped there for him. As Street Boy trying to break away from this pack behind. He's currently nearly a second ahead of the mark, but the mark just holding on for DRS at the moment. Trucky here, looking on the back of the mark. I tell you what, if the mark had fallen out of DRS from Street Boy there, then he would have been a sitting duck there for Trucky. Trucky almost passed him there, despite them both having DRS, which obviously, as you can probably guess, has the effect of no DRS, if they both got it. But currently, the mark's still clinging onto that position ahead of Trucky there. Nathan right on the back of Freddy here as well as they're coming into Cops Corner, should I say. Mark though with some DRS here coming down the hanger straight. Is he going to have a chance? Yeah, a little bit closer here to Street Boy. Still just a little bit too far back at the moment. Nathan there was looking pretty close on the back of Freddie as they came into the village, but just a little bit too far away. Ruck's moved ahead of Rexy Boy here up into 11th place as they go through Stowe Corner. So that's another position change there for Ruck. Got to stick with this battle here for second though, because there's still 5 of them currently running pretty much nose to tail right now as they go through Brooklands. Street Boys almost got a second of a gap here over Mark here, so looking pretty strong here in this over the course of this lap. But every time the Mark just seems to be holding on to that DRS by the skin of his teeth here, and for Trocky it's going to be frustrating also because he can't get the Mark in a position where Mark hasn't got DRS on Street Boy, so he can't really capitalise on the Mark seemingly just dropping off at the pace of Street Boy ever so slightly. And Mark has now closed right up onto the back of Street Boy here. Street Boy having a bit of a tardy final sector there. Mark's now within striking distance of him. Still this battle for second place though rages on. Still no position changes. Obviously a DRS train, it's nearly impossible to make a move when you're all stuck in a train of cars. The onus is on the driver who's second in that queue to make that move as quickly as they can, but Mark can't make it happen here on Street Boy. We've got a safety car here as T's out of the race. T has crashed. That's going to open up the strategy now because it's now potentially a window for the mediums to get to the end. So that's going to be interesting now to watch to see what the drivers do here. But yeah, this is now a time when both the medium and the hard runners can now switch on to the opposite compound and probably go to the end either way here. And obviously for those who fit the mediums, they'll be quick for the first part of the stint, but then it'll probably start to wear off a little bit towards the end of the stint, and then the hards will become the quicker tyre. Maybe for the last 4 or 5 laps the hards will be the better tyre. So there will be a mixed up strategy, and it will definitely pay a different kind of dividends. As I said, the mediums will be the quicker tyre for most of the stint, but towards the end the mediums will start to go off towards the end of the stint, and the hards will start to come back to the mediums. But yeah, this is going to be an exciting second half of this race here. Essentially, the race now divided into 2 parts. Pre-safety car and post-safety car, but or saying that, we could have more than one safety car. Fingers crossed we don't. Fingers crossed this is the only one we have, and that we can all keep it tidy from now until the end of the race. Here we are then, guys. We are moments away from the restart here for the British Grand Prix here at Purple Sector Formula 1 League for Season 9. It's round 11 of Season 9. And we are about to get going once again. We've got Justify leading us on some worn-out hard tyres, opting for track position here. the race leader, the net race leader, Matty Pitt, in second place on his hard tyres. You've got drivers like Street Boy and the Mark on the medium tyres. So is Eilenberg, so is Brinky. They will have a pace advantage, but it might be that they can't make the most of it because their tyres will be starting to go off in the final couple of laps here. But Matty Pitt all over the back of Justify. He'll be wanting to get ahead of him as quickly as he can and try and pull out a bit of a gap here to Street Boy and the Mark, who are on those faster tyres, as V10 Ultra's already picked off Rexy Boy up into 12th place on this restart. But he's got a long way to go here if he wants to make any real gains over the course of this race. Rock's all over the back of Dr. Braden here as well. Matty's made the move though for the lead, but Justify's trying to come back at him. As Justify, in fact, no, Justify, sorry, he's lost out to Street Boy, should I say. So Street Boy's there up into second place. The Mark there still waiting behind him, but Street Boy on his medium tyres, wasting no time getting onto the back of Matty Pitt here. The Mark here trying to make the move as well as they're coming through Luffield. Can he get a good exit? He can't get enough of a good exit there to move ahead of him, coming down to the old start finish straight. But he's looking to the inside here. Is the Mark in towards Cops Corner, too far back there. Isn't going to make that one happen from there, and Justify holds on around the outside for the time being. But Matty Pitt leads us as they come through Maggots and Beckett's here on that 14 of the race. Street Boy currently keeping it within half a second at the moment, but he's going to try and really put the pressure on his Street Boy here on those medium tyres, which can be much better suited than those hard tyres. Truckee all over the back of the Mark here as well. Nathan there waiting in the background as well. Nathan getting very close to the back of Truckee here, coming down the hanger straight. He's going to look to the inside. He's going to dive down the inside, but Truckee was late enough on the brakes there. The Mark in the foreground there, moving ahead of Justify, but he's backed out of it there, the Mark. What's going on? He completely messed up there, completely got out of the throttle, and the Eilenberg had to swerve to avoid him there. The Mark there losing a load of places. Nathan had to back out of it as well there. So what was the Mark doing? I'm not quite sure what he was thinking there. Freddie there moving ahead of Nathan, but has Freddie got no front wing? How on earth is he managing? He must have run into the back of Nathan. Nathan must have been out of sync there and must have braked a bit early or caught Freddie out. Freddie must have hit him in the back. We were riding on board obviously with Nathan, so we didn't see that. But yeah, Freddie must have gone into the back of him there. So, but nonetheless, Brinky and Rock here side by side, as Brinky trying to squeeze Rock to the edge of the track. Rock there getting a little bit onto the grass, and looking at the time board, Truckee and Justify are battling over third place as we got a Ferrari has come out of nowhere there. V10 Ultra diving up the inside. Brinky getting the cut back there on Rock. V10 Ultra couldn't make the move on either of them stick, and he's still running in P10 in that one. Eilenberg has moved ahead of Justify up into fourth place. Justify on his worn hard tyres is dropping backwards through this pack here at this stage in the race. Rock is still on the back of Brinky here as they come out of Cops Corner. Mark's moved ahead of Justify up into P5 as well, so that's another position change there. That's another position lost there for Justify. Nathan in the meantime has moved ahead of Justify up into P6. Justify just backing off a little bit there. Brinky all over the back of Justify there. Rexy Boy has moved ahead of Braden up into 11th place, but Dr. Braden keeping it around the outside there of Stowe Corner. Gets it a little bit wrong on the exit though, and Rexy Boy's going to try and come back at him into Vale. They're still side by side. Rexy Boy with the inside for the second part of Vale, and gets back ahead of him there. Justify is into the pits at the end of lap 15. Double wave yellow flags through sector 1. Not sure what those are for at the moment. V10 Ultra's made the move on Rockdale up into P8. That's another position there for the Ferrari man. And obviously he'll be the championship leader after tonight with Tesla Mazda crashing out. But, or saying that, no he won't, not necessarily. He needs to come P6 or higher to be leading the championship. So he needs to make a few more position gains just yet. Justify and Freddie both into the pits at the end of that 15. In the meantime, Street Boy is all over the back of Matty Pitt. This is the battle for the lead here as they come into Cops Corner. At the moment, Matty's got it. Street Boy really wants it though, and he's going to be pushing him all the way. You can bet on those faster tyres. Matty Pitt though will have more durability in the hard tyres and will be more comfortable at in the closing stages than Street Boy is. Street Boy needs to apply the pressure now. Needs to ideally try and get ahead and pull a little bit of a gap before his tyres start to come off a little bit towards the end. In the meantime, Eilenberg also on the medium tyres is making a move here on Truckee, and he's going to make that one easily into Stowe Corner. That's not even close there between those two. Eilenberg up into third place. Job done there for him. Mark there waiting in the background here, looking to the inside of Truckee into Vale, but just a little bit too far away there. Nathan also waiting in the wings here in this fight. Currently four of them here battling over third place. Eilenberg fast step of the race there on his fresh medium tyres. Mark there's moved ahead of Truckee up into fourth place down the inside into Abbey as well. But Trucky's throwing Nathan there down the inside of Trucky into a village. But he goes a little bit deep into the corner. Trucky's going to get a good cut back there. Still side-by-side contact there between him as Nathan has the inside for the loop and gets that move done up into 5th place there. Trucky though with some DRS, but Nathan's got DRS on Mark, which is helping him out a lot despite not being that close to him. Dr. Braden's in the pits at the end of lap 16. That promotes Justify up into P12 for the time being. Let's watch the leaders though, because Matty Pitt and Street Boy are running very close indeed. And I'll tell you what, Street Boy's really taking this fight to Matty Pitt on his faster tyres. He needs to make those work while he can though. As I said before, those medium tyres are not going to last forever here. Matty Pitt's tyres are going to be very comfortable from here to the end. Street Boy's, if he's running right behind somebody and he's pushing, trying to overtake, then he is going to be taking some significant tread out of them. But here he comes, getting closer to the back of Matty Pitt into Stowe corner, too far back just there. Mark in the meantime has made the move on Islandberg up into 3rd place there, going into Stowe corner. So Mark back into the podium places here. It's all happening right now. Nino Blanco, I think, has moved ahead of Rexy Boy up into P10. Yeah, he has. Up into the points there for Nino Blanco. Matty Pitt and Street Boy well under a second between these two at the moment as they're coming through Village and into Aintree once again here. Rexy Boy and Nino Blanco continuing to swap places here as they're going into Abbey. So Rexy Boy back up into P10 here. Street Boy's just dropped off at the back of Matty Pitt a little bit over the course of the first sector here. So Matty Pitt looking a little bit more comfortable in the lead. Islandberg close to the mark here. He's going to look to the inside, surely into Brooklands. Is he going to be close enough to make it happen? The mark leaves the door open. Islandberg poking his nose up the inside. They were side by side for a brief moment there. He's going to try and keep it around the outside here for Luffield. Surely that's not going to happen. He runs out of road and the mark continues on. And Nathan there is going to mug Islandberg up into 4th place. Nathan there, right place, right time, manages to get up into 4th place. Now Trucky will be looking on the back of Islandberg as well here. Islandberg could lose 2 places. He's trying to gain 1 place. He could lose 2. But Holt stays ahead of Trucky for the time being. But Islandberg there getting absolutely caught off guard there by Nathan, who was just sat there waiting for something to happen in front of him, and it did. It went and happened, and Nathan up into 4th place now. He can look to try and get ahead of the mark here, and he's got no DRS train to have to worry about. He's got the DRS on hit on the mark. He's a little bit too far back though coming into Stowe, and he's not going to make it happen this time around here is Nathan, but he's there in the right place to be able to make it happen if he can, as Islandberg there staying ahead of Trucky for the time being. But V10 Ultra has moved ahead of Brinky up into 7th place going through Vale. So now V10 Ultra is on the back of this train of cars. V10 Ultra now knocking on the door of a podium place here. Been a topsy-turvy race for him. Obviously had a collision with his championship rival Tezza earlier on, which knocked Tezza out of the race. But V10 looking for damage limitation here in this race. If he can get a podium here tonight, he'll be leading the championship by a fair few points. Obviously pending any stewards' inquiries, which could drop him down the order by the time we get to the end of this race. Trucky's all over the back of the market of Islandberg, should I say, as they come down the Wellington straight. Nathan's moved ahead of the mark up into 3rd, but Trucky there making a move down the inside of Islandberg beautifully there up into 5th place. And Nathan did make the move on the mark coming down the Wellington straight, so he is now running in 3rd place here in this one, but he is 5 seconds off of Street Boy, who's in 2nd, so I think he's almost certainly out of the battle for the win unless Matty Pitt and Street Boy start tripping over each other, in which case Nathan could be in the right place at the right time. Unlikely though now, because he's got a 3-second time penalty, so that will obviously come back to bite him on the bottom by the time we get to the end of this race. Blanco though still has got the a little bit of a cushion here over Rexy Boy in that battle for P10 at the moment. Matty Pitt and Street Boy here coming out of Stowe corner. Still nip and tuck here between these two as they go into Vale. Mark here is all over the back of Nathan as they come down towards Vale. Looks to the inside there, there's the mark, but not close enough. Oliver has picked up a 3-second time penalty there for multiple track limit warnings. V10 Ultra has moved ahead of Islandberg here up into 6th place as well. Islandberg here close to the back of V10 Ultra towards the end of the Wellington straight, a little bit too far away just there. Street Boy still keeping Matty Pitt on his toes here out the front. He's still well within DRS. His medium tyres now starting to just fill the pace a little bit. Matty Pitt's won't even scratch the surface yet. Those hard tyres will be good to go for at least another 10, maybe 15 laps here. Such is the durability of those white wall Pirelli tyres here. Brinky's moved ahead of Arlenberg up into 7th place. Mark's all over the back of Nathan here. He's got DRS here. Look to the inside, down the end of the hanger straight into Stowe. And that's job done there for the Mark up into 3rd place. Does he manage to hold on there on the exit of the corner? Nathan's managed to keep himself around the outside. And we'll have the inside here for Vale. But Mark goes later on the brakes on those medium tyres. Better grip there on those tyres. Manages to get that move done up into 3rd once again. These two continuing to go at it right now as they come out of the final corner. And over the line here to complete lap 20 of the race. They're still continuing to give us a great show here. Beaton Ultra is all over the back of Truckee and got off a 5th place now. But Truckee's dropped off at the pace of the Mark and Nathan a little bit, and maybe Beaton Ultra just starting to fall off with them, obviously being stuck behind Truckee. He needs to make the move on Truckee as soon as he can here. And he'll have a good chance here down the Wellington straight with a bit of DRS as well to help him out. Here we go then, as Nathan's moved back ahead of the Mark up into 3rd place. Beaton Ultra too far away on Truckee at the moment to make that happen into Brooklands. Mark here getting close to the back of Nathan once again. He's going to have a chance in the DRS. Beaton Ultra is right on the back of Truckee as well, so we could be seeing 2 moves. Literally, these two squabbling pairs are like about 200 metres apart. But Mark here looking to make this move. He's going to get that DRS and he's going to make the move there on Nathan. Easily there does the Mark. And Beaton Ultra also getting ahead of Truckee, so 2 position gains. Literally, as we saw them both happening there. So Mark up ahead of Nathan into 3rd. Beaton Ultra moving ahead of Truckee up into 5th. Truckee's got a 3-second time penalty there for track limits as well. So lots of corner cutting warnings coming out here tonight and lots of penalties as well. But Beaton Ultra can now try and pull up onto the back of the Mark and Nathan here. And he is well within striking distance from Beaton Ultra. It could be a podium here for him tonight, which would be a strong damage limitation result here for him. His teammate Street Boy is running in 2nd place on the back of Matty Pitt, but still can't make a move. Still can't really force Matty Pitt into an opening at the moment. But he's still running well within a second of him at this point. Nathan's still on the back of the Mark as well as they're coming down the Wellington straight. He's going to have a chance here to make a move again here. These two continuing to swap places every single lap. Nathan down the inside into Brooklands, up into 3rd place once again. Beaton Ultra here is now looking very interested here on the back of these though as they come out of Luffield once again. But he's still not going to be able to make a move here. Obviously with the DRS trade is going to be causing havoc here for these drivers. Mark here once again has got a run coming down towards Cops Corner. He's going to be waiting for that DRS though, coming out of Chapel down the hanger straight. That's going to be his best opportunity to come back at Nathan here. As Freddie's crashed out of the race. Oh, we got a safety car. Oh, hopes of a exciting finale are gone. Oh no. Oh, never mind. Right, safety car deployed, so that's going to split it up now. Who's going to come in for some soft tyres? Because there's only going to be 2 racing laps at best by the time we get going. We're going to be on the safety car until at least the end of lap 24. So this is going to be interesting. Matty Pitt and Street Boy coming in. Obviously they've got a bit of a gap to be able to do so, but where are they going to come out? They're going to come out in the midst of a pack. There's a lot of drivers coming in. I'll tell you what, the Mark is rolling the dice here. The Mark is going for track position on relatively worn out medium tyres here. He'll probably have to do about 14 racing laps altogether by the time we get to the end. So he's got a chance here, the Mark, but he's got Matty Pitt coming out, I think right behind him in 2nd. Pretty much everybody's pitted. So Matty Pitt, Street Boy, Nathan all on fresh soft tyres. Brinky as well. They're all putting fresh soft tyres on. The Mark is the only driver who's opted not for a fresh set of soft tyres here. So he's the outlier here and he's gone for track position, but he's going to be an absolute sitting duck here at the end of this race. He'll be hoping the safety car period goes on as long as possible so he can maintain as much of what he's got here as he possibly can If we have a 1 lap dash to the flag, he might just stay on the podium. If we have more than a 2 lap dash, it's going to be... He could even end up outside the points. If I'm being real. Because the soft tyres, those fresh softs are going to have such an advantage. It's going to be insane. He's going to have absolutely no answer to this chasing pack whatsoever here. We might actually be able to go on at the end of this lap here because everybody's behind the safety car, but is it mandatory? I think the safety car has to do 2 laps at least. It can't only do 1 lap, so I think that might be a factor here. That might be why we're carrying on for 1 more lap despite everybody being behind it. Obviously, it says Oliver's 1 minute 16 behind, but he is a lap down. But yeah, this is we're going to keep on going here. So 1 more lap on the safety car. It will be a 2 lap dash to the flag. And as I said, Mark could very well drop out of the points. We have with 2 laps in this race. I reckon if we have only 1 lap, he might stay in the top 5. I don't think a podium is possible either way. But yeah, it's not going to be 1 lap. It is going to be 2 laps because we're already all behind the safety car now. Nobody's come into the pits at the end of that previous lap, so that means that we're going to be primed and ready to go at the end of this lap. It's going to be an interesting final part of this race then. Matty Pitt surely in pole position for this win on his fresh soft tyres. Shouldn't be able to face too much of a challenge getting ahead of the mark. What can V10 Ultra do from P6, obviously P5, when you factor that the mark is going to be pretty much a sitting duck for everybody here. So yeah, where's he going to figure in all this? Can he make some moves here and get himself onto the podium? That's got to be his target, surely. Here we go then, guys. We're about to get racing here for the final 2 laps. I'll tell you what, this safety car period has actually set us up with a cracking proposition here. It's going to be an exciting finish to this race now. We're going to see everybody go flat out for 2 more laps here at the British Grand Prix. It's the Mark leading ahead of Matty Pitt with Street Boy right on these guys. But Matty Pitt is going to have a huge advantage on the Mark. Surely it's going to be a matter of how many corners the Mark's lead is going to hold on for. Here comes Matty Pitt looking to the outside into the loop. Truckee in the meantime has moved ahead of V10 Ultra up into P5. V10 Ultra I think had made that move briefly but couldn't make it stick as he's looking to the inside now coming out of the loop. And they're side by side all the way down the Wellington straight, but Matty Pitt hasn't made the move on the Mark just yet. V10 Ultra here looking to the inside on Truckee into Brooklands. He's going to make that move surely here is V10 Ultra. He does make that move up into 5th place. Job done there for V10 Ultra. Brinky's moved ahead of Justify as well up into P10. Matty Pitt has now made the move on the Mark coming out of Luffield. So Matty Pitt hits the front. Mark here is going to be facing pressure from the likes of Street Boy and Nathan as well. And V10 Ultra is right with these guys as well as they come into Cups Corner. They're all clustering up together here as we're coming through the penultimate lap of this race. Matty Pitt still leads. Street Boy's moved ahead of the Mark now up into 2nd place. So Mark there losing another place, but he might be able to hold on to a top 5 here in the end of this race. V10 Ultra has moved ahead of Nathan up into 4th place there as well. And now the Vton Ultra knocking on the door of a podium place. Who knows? Vton Ultra, could he even get the win here in this one? Very unlikely, but who knows? Here he goes then, looking to the inside on the mark. Mark defends the position to the inside, but Vton Ultra goes for a dive up the inside and makes that move up to third place here. Matty Pitt still leads. Streetboy though hassling the back of him here. He's all over the back of him coming into Vale chicane. Nathan has moved ahead of the mark as well. Nathan's up into fourth place as the mark there, losing out now to the AlphaTauri of Truckee as well. Truckee can't complete that move though, as he can now come through club corner and he now gets that move done up into fifth place as Truckee. But Matty Pitt here leading at the start of the final lap. Streetboy's Vton Ultra. There's Nathan ahead of Truckee, followed by the mark. You've got Ruck there, followed by Islandberg, Nino Blanco, Brinky running in P10, Rexy Boy justifying, Oliver completing the classification here. But Matty Pitt leading as they come through into the loop for the final time here in this race. Streetboy is going to throw it all, he's going to put it all on the line here on the final lap to try and make the move on Matty Pitt, but he's fallen a little bit off him through the first sector here. And I'll tell you what, Vton Ultra, Streetboy's teammate, has got a run on him. Is Streetboy going to play the team game here, knowing that Vton Ultra, his teammate, is in the championship battle for the drivers here this season? Surely he's going to let him go here on this final lap if he doesn't have a chance of getting the win. But we've got a little bit of rain falling on the final lap. It's not going to make any difference here at this stage in the race. Nino Blanco in the meantime has moved ahead of Arlenberg up into 8th place. But Vton Ultra is all over the back of his teammate. Surely we're going to be seeing a bit of a switcheroo here between these two. So with the championship situation as it is, I'll be surprised if Streetboy doesn't make way here for his teammate. Brinky in the meantime has got ahead of Arlenberg, but Arlenberg trying to keep himself there as they come through. But Maggots, but Brinky's just about clinging onto that one for the time being as we go back to leader Matty Pitt, who's coming down to the end of the hangar straight. Streetboy keeping him on his toes, but I don't think he's going to get there in time. Ruck is just moved ahead of the mark up into P6 as well. But yeah, around the outside he goes. That's job done there for Ruck. But here comes Matty Pitt into Vale chicane. He's driven an absolutely fantastic race. He's made the most of the troubles of Vton Ultra and obviously Tezza Muzzer as well. Matty Pitt takes his home Grand Prix here tonight at Silverstone. It's the British Grand Prix. No, it isn't! Because the penalties have completely changed everything, and Vton Ultra takes the win. Matty Pitt had a penalty, Streetboy had a penalty, so it's Vton Ultra first, Matty Pitt second, and Streetboy third. Oh my goodness! And that's why you look at the top left-hand corner, guys. That's a prime example of why you pay attention to what the penalties are. If you don't, you just make yourself look like a right mug. So apologies everybody for that, but. That is it for tonight then. So, Vton Ultra taking the win. If my memory serves me correctly, was it Streetboy second and Matty dropped to third in the end? I don't know because currently we've got a lovely black screen on currently in front of me. But wow, what a finish and an unexpected result there. A result that we didn't expect right until we crossed the line. Literally as we crossed the line. But yeah, Vton Ultra getting the win. But saying that, there could be a steward's inquiry into that collision with Tezza Muzzer in the early stage of that race, and who knows what the stewards are going to find in regards to that. Obviously, Tezza, I think, staff at Purple Sector, not that that's going to have an influence on the decision, I know, because obviously the guys at Purple Sector are very fair, very professional. I'm sure there's going to be no. But yeah, be an interesting one to see. But thanks everybody for watching this Back to the Drivers. If you did enjoy them, please do share it with your friends, family, and otherwise associates. And make sure you join us next Tuesday for the next Purple Sector F1 League race, which will be live at 8 PM UK time. And we'll be live from Qatar for that one, so tune in for that. Also join us tomorrow night for Motives Formula 1 League. We'll be live at, where is it? Is it Spain we're at for Motive tomorrow? Let me just double check. Yeah, Spanish Grand Prix tomorrow night for Motive. So tune in at 6:45 PM UK time for that one. But from us, it's a very good night. Thanks everybody, and we'll see you very soon. Bye bye.